If you still have doubts that Democrats are the enemy within, take a look at this.
Hands over heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And
now that woman right there turning her back on the American flag during the Pledge of Allegiance name is Mia Yang Vang. She is a Sacramento councilwoman and has been since 2020. A woman of Hmong ethnic descent. This is a ethnic culture that exists in large parts of Asia, primarily southwest China, parts of Myanmar, a few other countries, and then of course a diaspora that spreads across the world to varying degrees. Now, I personally have never been big on the Pledge of Allegiance, not because I hate America necessarily, but because as a child being raised to believe that we are a free nation, things like the federal assault weapons ban that ended in 2004, things like the drug war, all sorts of things that limit the ability of individual Americans to live their lives as they see fit without harming another. On top of the wars in the Middle East, you know, the GWAT, the enrichment of companies like Halliburton and Raytheon and all the others that made hundreds of billions of dollars off of these wars. I didn't see any of that as being in line with America and the values that were laid down and codified within the Constitution. I am personally, and always have been, an extremely individualistic person. I mean, beyond libertarianism. Like I've said before, most of my life have held the position of an anarcho-capitalist. However, seeing that the rest of the world isn't mature and rational enough to exist in an anarchic world, because anarchism does entirely rely on individual accountability and responsibility, because we are lacking those things so heavily within our species, I have finally decided that although it is an ideal, it is not a practical, implementable form of society. So, imperialism it is. All that to say, though, I don't care if you, as a normal, just everyday individual, doesn't want to pledge allegiance to the American flag. I get it. If you don't trust the government, if you feel that the government is not holding up to the ideals of America and the Constitution, and you don't want to pledge allegiance to that because you see the flag as a representation of the government more than the people, I get that. That's fine. But if you are going to become a part of government, if you are going to join the government at any level, it is absolutely your duty to pledge allegiance to that flag, because that is the thing that you are representing. You have become a member of the state. So for you to take that position and then turn your back on that flag only tells me that you are the enemy within that intends to destroy the values, the ethics, just everything about a culture, a nation, a people. Now, as I said, my refusal to pledge allegiance to the flag was never based in a want for the destruction of America. It was a denial of the government that I felt was violating the values laid down by our founding fathers. And I think those things have started to change in my adult life, thankfully. But if you become a member of government, you no longer have that right to turn your back on that flag. In fact, what it has now become your right to do is to change the values represented by that flag. It is your job to do the work necessary to implement the government you wish to see in this nation. Not to turn your back on it, not to deny it, not to destroy it. All I can really say beyond that is this lady might want to be careful, considering we just popped a Chinese spy in government. And we are on the edge of entering a second era of McCarthyism. So she better mind her P's and Q's before she gets snatched up and questioned to death by the CIA. You feel me?